Hello, boo-boos. Oh dear. Look at your little fluffing hair. Oh! What are you doing? Cutie patootie. Isn't this a? So gentle. Wow. That was a wonderful opening. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jenna. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Hi, hello. Welcome to the start of another weekend vlog. This one is being very curious today. Can I lean it against your body, baby? Or are you gonna be mad? Can you hold that for me? Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's so helpful. Yes. I don't even know if I finished my intro. Hi. Welcome to the start of another weekend vlog. My goodness gracious. It's Saturday. I just ran out my door because I had somebody on Facebook Marketplace say, hey, I want those things. And I did not see the messages. I was like, shit. So I ran. We met at the mall nearby, and I have $60 in my account now. $60 in my hand. It was cash. It was cash. Good phrase also. Nuzzling the end of my mic dongle. Absolutely not, little miss. She tried to bite it. But I know nothing about what it's going to happen this weekend. I low-key might be buying a Nintendo Switch 2 today because there's one on Facebook Marketplace for $575, and I'm talking to the guy. He's just not responding. I'm just like, Bessie, tell me where you are. Can I come get it, please? Because listen, I've decided that I can't keep looking. I can't keep sitting on Marketplace and looking for a Switch. I'm not going to get Pocopia until I'm done my draft. That is still in play because I just need something. I just need something, guys. It's May 2nd today. I have not written anything in April. I swear to God, I broke 30,000 words in April, which is great. But when you remember that I was at 28,000 in March and I haven't written any more than that, then it gets a little concerning. Yes, I've decided if that guy answers me today, because he did give me like a thumbs up, and I was like, hey, is this Switch still available? I'm very interested, like, and he just gave me a thumbs up, and I was like, does that mean it is? Where can I come get it? Also, I offered him a little lower. I was like, will you take $550 instead of $575? Because getting $50 cash out of the bank is easier than $75. So we shall see if we go on an adventure and get that this weekend. That would be very fun to like explore and stuff, because he also in his listing has the Mario Kart download undownloaded, so that's also part of the deal, which is incredible. He can post that for like $800 on Marketplace and someone would still grab it. I'm shocked that it's still on there. It's been like a week that I've seen it, so might be mine. We'll find out. But yeah, I'm very happy. I've got a whole wad of cash here from my like just saving and selling some stuff on Facebook Marketplace. So I'm gonna, if I get the Switch today, I'm gonna sell my Switch, my regular Switch, and we're gonna factory reset that bad boy and then load everything onto the new Switch so that I have that. I can play my games on it whenever, because you can play Switch 1 games on it, so it's fine. But I'm chomping at the bit because I want that Switch. Even though I've been saying that I've like, I was gonna wait until the end of the draft. I think that is still a good goal for the game Pocopia, because I know if I download that, I will have literally no productivity ever again. Like, it's just gonna go out the window entirely. But I will mess around with it, and if it has the Mario Kart download, that would be really fun because I love Mario Kart. That would be just phenomenal. But we'll see, because April was abysmal with my writing for Far Horizons. The goal of getting a Switch 2 and also Pocopia is just so far in the future for like rewarding myself after the draft is done. So I was like, well, how about we just get the Switch 2, because I can see, it's like fucking chucking it down outside. I know. It just suddenly started raining. Oh my goodness. My brain is everywhere today because I had to run out of my house. So shockingly, I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore. I have this bean, and she's being very bean today. Aren't you? Are you being a bean? Yeah. Anyways, friends, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. Writing has been bad. I would like May to ameliorate that somehow. I would also like my child to slightly get out of the way. Scooch. Thank you, my darling. There you go. I don't know how to fix that, but I do know that this weekend I have nothing going on. Not a damn thing. I don't even have dinner on Sunday with my parents because they're going to be at the lake until Monday. So I'm like, what am I going to do this weekend? I have nothing that I'm currently reading because I finished my book Red Winter on Thursday before April finished. It's currently what you're sitting up against. It was 5 stars, besties. Oh, I'm so happy it was 5 stars. Oh my god. We finally have 5 stars. The only other 5-star that I've had this year that was not a reread is The Everlasting, and I read this early February, like February 8th. Loki, I'm like, what if I just reread The Everlasting this weekend? What if I just reread this weekend? Because Loki, I'm craving it. I might do a reread. Who's to say? Because this wouldn't take me very long. It's quite skinny. We love that. We love ending April with a 5-star. I don't know what I'm gonna read though. I did end up finishing 11 books in fucking April, guys. Who am I? 11. It was like 4,000 pages read or something. I was bamboozled. Yeah, 4,063 pages read. I read 8 books off my TBR, and I think I added 10. So that was a great attempt to balance my books this month because I knew I was bringing in so many because I broke my book buying ban and then there was indie bookstore day. So we're back on it because I'm at, I believe, 168 books on the physical TBR, even with all of those purchases in April. I've been like reading them as I go almost. I would love to read something this weekend. Point blank. I would also like to write something this weekend. So maybe this weekend will be a creativity boost of some kind. I don't know how. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do to figure that out. But whether I'm gonna have to just lock myself in for like 30-minute sprints or like for an hour at least a day. I need to get back into Far Horizons and I need to make like a good chunk of progress on this draft in May because I need this to be done. I need it to be out of my head. I need the story to be down so that I can come back and make it better because I'm at the point where I am like I keep seeing TikToks and it's driving me crazy. I keep seeing TikToks of writers because TikTok is in my brain at this point of writers saying that the first draft is so fucking difficult and it like no matter what you do, the first draft is going to be so difficult. And I was like, I mean, yes, I can say that for like 90% of my projects, the first draft has been like pulling teeth. And it's honestly been like almost a 0 draft at this point because I know for A Favored Fate and For a Little Luck, those first like whatever the drafts were for those two, the first drafts were atrocious. Like I barely finished them. Like I don't even think I could call them a finished draft top to bottom because they were so piecemealed and like just everywhere. But I needed to get to the end of the story so that I could turn around, and draft 2 was always better because I had material to work with. God, I remember when I used to just draft all the time when I was in university and when I was like a little younger. It was so easy for me. When I was writing a second story, that first draft poured out of me in 25 days. I've had that with my middle grade as well, Project Dream. That poured out of me in fucking 17 days. And I was shocked, bamboozled, and I have not had that experience since. And it's just driving me fucking crazy. Because I want that experience again. I want to be able to just draft easily again. But it doesn't seem to be the case because this draft just does not want to come out of me. It just doesn't because I've felt, I don't know, I think it's a bunch of different external circumstances. The fact the world is on fire and it's like it's unprecedented things every day at this point. Also, my mental health has been kind of shit this spring winter vibe. So it's just a bunch of different things, I think. But yeah, I think that's what this vlog is gonna be because I have nothing going on this weekend. So we're gonna see what I end up reading because again, I have no plan. I have nothing on my currently reading list, which is so rare for me. I have so many options. I have 168 options plus library books. I was also thinking of starting like a sci-fi specific TBR side quest, which would be fun. I have a whole stack of books that I've taken off my shelves that are sitting on my piano that are options for that one. So maybe I'll start some sci-fi books because I remember I mentioned reading Ling Ling Huang's, not Natural Beauty because that one's sitting here, Immaculate Conception, I think is that what that one's called? Last weekend because I have the audiobook for it that's running out on Libby. So who's to say what I end up reading, my friends? But I think this weekend vlog is going to be, I hope this weekend vlog is going to be some kind of a jump start. It's May 2nd. I would like to also think about some goals I have for May and for the draft and for the story itself. Like, I was thinking the other day, I was like, what would be a reasonable amount of words to expect myself to write every week? And I think 5,000 a week would be pretty chill. And if I'm looking at May, I don't actually know how many weeks there are in May because like sometimes there's like 5, which is dumb. But let's see. Okay, so there's like a little smidgen of the beginning. There's 4 full weeks in May plus like the first 3 days, which are little stragglers. So if I say write 5K a week, that's adding 20K to the draft, which should bring us to 50K by the end of May, which is simultaneously terrifying but also reasonable when I break it down into 5K a week, because sometimes I can write 2,000-3,000 words a day. I need you to see this. Hold on. What are you doing, Bubba's? Are you being cutie? Oh my goodness gracious! What's happening? She says, Mom, get off your phone and come cuddle with me. This is the kind of Freya that I get usually. She's being such a sweet bean. And also you can see the 5-star that I had. Red Winter. It was so fucking good, guys. Look at this baby. Look at her. You have anything to say? Apparently too many things to say. That was ferocious. Okay, anyways. I don't know where I left off with my rambling. Maybe, was it 20? Adding 20,000 words to the draft in May. Is that reasonable? That's reasonable. It's a little spooky scary, but like I want this draft to be underway. I desperately want to be in a world, in a body, in a mindset where I can write almost all the time in a reasonable amount, because I do have 2 other jobs plus content creation. But like that's my favorite job that I have, is writing. Right? Like I'm an author. That's my dream job. That's what I want to be doing for the rest of my life, creating stories and all that kind of stuff. So I just want to be able to do that at all times. And sorry. I keep looking above you because Freya's so fucking cute. She's still doing the rolling around. Oh my god, what a day. But yes, like I want to be able to set up a life for myself where I can just write and get the words out, create stories, and have books coming out and all this kind of stuff, because I don't know, maybe it's also because here's a little diatribe about publishing and writing at the beginning of this vlog, but I've been paying so close attention, and I don't know, maybe it's just because all the people that I follow on like Instagram and stuff like that are authors specifically, and I keep getting like announcements from Publishers Weekly about more books being picked up by people, and a lot of them are cozy, and a lot of them they just sound so wonderful. They're all fantasy, and I'm just like, fuck, I want that to be me. Like I want to be in that world, and I need to have projects written so that I can then query them, and so that I can get an agent, so that I can then get into that world of submissions and publishing and all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm chomping at the bit to be in it. I just need to do the work to get in it, because I don't have a story that I could be actively querying with right now. I want it so bad. I want to be in that world so bad. I want to be sharing all these stories I have in my head so bad. Like I was literally having like a little moment the other night where I was thinking about Project Glass and Project Mummy and all this kind of stuff that I got in my head. Not specifically like Cosmic Latte, because Cosmic Latte has moved its way to the front of the pack in a very ferocious way, because it's just like, write me, and I'm like, bestie, you gotta give me some time. I really want to write you, but holy shit. So I'm like, oh god, like I'm just thinking about Project Glass, Project Mummy, and I'm like, fuck, like I don't know when I'm ever gonna write these, because I don't have the ability to write multiple projects at once right now. Like I have tried it before and it just does not work for my brain, which is crazy. Like I'm a one project at a time girly. Like yes, I could probably swap month to month to different projects, but like when I'm in a project, I focus exclusively on that project to get it to whatever next stage I want to get it to, you know what I mean? So like if I'm in Far Horizons, I cannot let myself work, even though I have a couple times, on like extra stuff, because then my brain will start focusing on that instead, and then I can't. Maybe that's why I've had such a hard time getting back to Far Horizons, because I keep letting myself dabble in other things. I keep picking up fucking Cosmic Latte again, but I need to get this draft done so then I can do other things while it's resting. And then maybe I can balance 2 projects like that. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. This is just a diatribe on that kind of stuff. But I just keep seeing people online releasing new books and getting new book deals and writing new things and announcing new projects. And I'm just like, I would love that to be me too. So I just need to get back into it. I really do. Because May is here. At the end of May is my kids' piano concert because I'm a piano teacher. And so once that hits June, I basically have like a week left of work after that for that job. And then I have the entire summer off. So I'm so solid on that. And I'm so excited to have the summer off of teaching so that I can implement other things in my life. I've also completely shit the bed on my other project that I was working on at the end of March. I kept saying that I wanted to keep it up in April, and I'm like, I didn't work on it at all in April. So I got to get back to that. So before I fucking lose it again, I just have too many things on the go. I really do. I just have too many things in my life at all times. It's fine. I need to make myself food because it is now noon, and I'm just going to hang out for a little while and decide what I want to do today. That's the diatribe for this here vlog. Welcome to the weekend vlog. I know I've been yapping for so long, but who knows? Maybe I'll end up rereading something this weekend. Maybe I'll end up reading something new this weekend. Who's to say? I do want to try and make this weekend a little bit more productive with the writing stuff specifically, because I need to figure something out in my writing life to make it more. You know what I mean? Just that sound forever. Anyways, welcome to the vlog. Let's get this started.
I can't reach you. You're upside down. We can't do it.
You're being so sweet this weekend. Yeah.
Free again. Free again. Oh yeah. Look at those whiskers. Look at those whiskers. Ah! Where the fuck are the sheets? Where are the blankets? What's happening? Is that better, Bubba's?
I like that you can see your tail moving.
Is that better, Bubba's? Are you happy? Come here. Your hair is everywhere, baby. I even ran it through with like a lint ball thing. And it did a pretty good job considering how much was on it before. Yeah. Come on. She's stretched out. Oh. Oh, this is so much fun. I love when new sheets are on the bed. Hey. We're not only getting new sheets, baby. We're getting a new comforter, too. Spring comforter time.
Hello, friends. Brief
check in happy Sunday before I go to bed because it's past 3:30 in the morning. You could say the sleep schedule is atrocious. You could say that. Hello, darling. She crawling. She says, Mom, I want to be in this. She's very happy with the new bed sheets and comforter. 1, I read an entire book today. 2, Saturday, after declaring I wanted to make this vlog a very productive vlog, I ended up doing scrapbooking in my book journal, doing my nails. They're now nice yellow. And knitting, which is productive, but not in the way that I wanted to be for this video. Didn't do any reading or writing on Saturday. I got lost in watching Smosh Reddit stories. So that's kind of what my evening ended up being on Saturday. And then today, I woke up. I sold my old Nintendo DS Lite from Facebook Marketplace. I'm just selling all the things. Get them out of my house. Making all the money. I have not heard back from that man who's selling the Switch. So fuck him. No Switch for me yet. That's fine. I can wait. Sold my Nintendo DS Lite to a lovely mom and her little daughter who wanted to have like little game nights together. Very cute. Sold that because I literally have not played it in like 15 years at this point. Probably more. Probably more years than that. It's just been collecting dust, so much better to be in the hands of someone who will actually use it. After that, I decided to put on an audiobook. I started Immaculate Conception by Ling Huang because I had the audiobook through my library and I was like, okay, great, we're gonna do this. I started listening to that, then I was like, I'm gonna shower and I'm also gonna go run a couple errands because I had a pre-order to pick up that came in on a Saturday. Very strange. I had some returns to do at Old Navy. And I just wanted to, I don't know, gallivant. I had to go return some books to the library, whatever. Pick up some holds, as you do. So, a little gallivant around the city. I did that. And I came home. Finished the audiobook when I came home. And I don't know about Immaculate Conception. I'm gonna have to wrap my mind around that one and talk to you guys about it tomorrow, but shit's whack. And then I decided, I was like, okay, we have to do some kind of writing. It took me so long to just actually buckle down. Like I can feel myself in a state of freeze again. And it took me so long to just put my fucking headphones on and fucking write. I didn't even get to 1,000 words today, but that's okay because I did do a lot of like kind of just thinking about the project and like looking at different chapters and kind of like thinking about where I was and like what scene I wanted to work on and like where I could like, you know, take the scene, which was good. And thank God for past me like planning out scenes because I went into a scene that was like half written and I just kept writing in that scene following the jot notes that I left at the bottom of the scene. So thank God for past me actually planning scenes out. Very handy. And so like 900 words or something. So almost 1,000 words, which is nice. And I intended put my shit down and then I made dinner and then I intended to go back and do more writing. I did not. I knitted and I finished almost my Sophie hood that I've been working on since like before Christmas. So it's perfect for next winter. It's ready to go basically. I just need to get a proper needle because I could not find my like sewing needle that I use to sew my projects together with. I have no idea what happened to it. It's one with like a blunted end. It has like a round ball on the end, so it like works really well for thick wool. And then it's like got a really big eye, so it's a good one to work with for like sewing yarn instead of string. So I'm gonna somehow get another one at some point to like finish the actual like back of the hood. It needs to be sewed together and then it's done, which I'm so excited about. And then I also did laundry today. So like we kind of did a little bit of productivity. A little. Not nearly as much as I was anticipating or wanting to do. But alas, that's fine. Sometimes I just need, like, I guess I just needed a real good recharge because, jeez, I'm so tired. I still haven't taken that day off that I wanted. Maybe this week or next. I'll have to look at my calendar to see if I can take a day off because I know I have to get a magazine to press. Not this Monday, next Monday. So maybe after that I can take a break. Anyways, happy that I got another book read. First book of May. Didn't really like it that much, but it's read. And exclusively via audio, so that's fun. Did my sheets, swapped it out for the yellow for spring, because this comforter is also a lot lighter than the other one. The other one's a winter comforter, so this one's being a cutie patootie. Made $100 today, you know? Sort of something. Anyway. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for more updates. I'll have more to chat about, but that was my weekend. Not nearly as productive as I wanted it to be in certain areas. Still productive. I am counting it as a productive weekend because knitting and craftiness and, you know, laundry. Did some returns, sold some stuff, whatever. But like in the actual writing was not productive. Not very productive. Not as productive as I wanted it to be. Onwards. Oh, the baby's being so cuddly today. Oh, hello, Bubba's. You want me to come back into bed? You want me to come back into bed and cuddle? I don't take that much convincing when you're this sweet. Oh, sorry. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Oh. How is it possible to be this sweet and this cozy at the same time? Hey? Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this thing. She's so long. And she got her toes over here. Perfect little toes. Oh, she's such a happy baby. She's so sleepy. Oh, sorry, Bubba's. Unfazed. She says, Mom, I'm having the nap of my life right now. Oh, babies.
Hello, friends. Happy Monday. I am here. The bean is over there. She's being so cute in her box. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my. Are you being a sweet bean? She's hanging out. Oh my goodness gracious. Hello, friends. It is officially the end of the vlog. Pretty much. I mean, we don't know how much I'm gonna yap. I have a sense it's gonna be a little bit. So this weekend was something else. I had such a chill weekend. And yet I still like I wanted to do so much with my writing. I wanted to like, I don't know, do something more than I did. It's still just like it's like fucking fighting a toddler. You know what I mean? Like it's trying to figure out anything that's going on up here, and I just don't know what's going on. Why this project is like trying to fucking move Mount Everest, like to just sit down and fucking write. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully, with the goal that I've set now, audibly in this vlog, I have set the goal of, writing at least 5K every week to hopefully reach 50K by the end of the month. Adding 20,000 words is a very reasonable ask for myself. I know I can do it because I've written 70,000 words in a month before. 20 is nothing in the grand scheme of my writing. It just feels like so much because I haven't been writing. You know what I mean? So I think May is going to need a little bit of something like bringing back, not necessarily writing for an hour every day like I was doing in March, but I need a little bit of something. I need a little bit of external motivation and something to just keep myself going. And I was thinking as I was editing this vlog, I was like, oh, I should like do some brainstorming about things that I genuinely find like motivating and inspiring to watch or to listen to or to do with my writing when it comes specifically to writing. I should do some thinking about like what those things are, make a list, and then implement them. You know what I mean? So like for example, like I have the way to like lock myself in, which I do this motion when I say that because I'm literally putting my big motherfucker ass headphones, they're not that big, these beautiful things, I put them on and I put music on, and it like I shut out the world around me because they are noise canceling to an extent, and they're actually quite good noise canceling headphones. And so I lock myself in because that is like, I don't know what it was when I was writing A Little Luck. I think it was the second or third draft that I figured out like to lock myself in. I can do that. I got these headphones and I figured out that even with my little earphones, if I don't want them over my ears, I have like the in-ear ones. To do that is so, I don't know what, like psychologically, I just like I zone in and I'm like, okay, cool. And I think it's because my entire life, I'm like up until this point anyways, when I've been doing different things for school, for studying, for reading, for what have you, like I remember very specifically in grade 12 when I was having regular panic attacks over math because for some reason I got it in my head that if I failed math I wasn't going to get into university, which is so dumb. Because no, that's not how it works. You're fine, Jen. You're so fine. Because everything else, I was so good at school. Like that, I was just good at it. I did well. I studied hard, all this kind of stuff. And math, for some reason that year, just started to fucking crumble, and I just would have like regular panic attacks over it. Anyways, I found myself, if I was always in the library, I was always like trying to study and do my homework, and anytime that I would get overwhelmed or whatever and I just needed to lock myself in, I would find like one specific song, and it was from Teen Wolf at the time. I think it was by the band, I really want to say Movement, but I don't think that's what it was. I would have to go on a deep dive to find that song again. And the way that I would just put it on repeat and lock myself in this soundscape of this song, because it wasn't like just like an upbeat pop song. It was like a, I don't know, it's cinematic. It was a cinematic song, and it just locked me in. Just like calm down, and I would be able to focus. You know what I mean? I've always been like that for some reason. Like sometimes it just takes music to calm me down. I remember having panic attacks at university. I didn't know what they were at the time. I now know they were panic attacks, and I would sit in a corner and just like dissociate to music or to white noise or to something that was just constant and repetitive, so that I would just, and it was so loud that it just blocked everything out. And that's what I needed, I guess, at the time. I kind of took that into my studying, and like the way to lock myself in is to like take away any outside noise, which is putting the headphones on, right? And I don't know why it took me so fucking long to realize that that's how I can lock myself in with my writing, is to put the headphones on, pick a soundtrack, a song. Sometimes it's one particular song, sometimes it is just a playlist, depending on my mood. Sometimes it's a fucking soundscape, like it's not even songs. I do that and I lock myself in, and I can focus for, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's 2 hours, depends on the day. So it's little things like that that I know I can do to like get myself in it again. And that's a good one for myself for like actually doing the work, like when I'm in the moment. Another thing that I haven't done in a really, really long time is writing sprints. Even like I used to do them on my channel all the time on Saturdays and whatever, and I haven't for well over a year now. I'd rather lock myself in on my couch and have someone else's writing sprints up on the TV, or even if I do like timed sprints myself, it was always more fun to do them with other people. So having one up on the TV or whatever, doing timed sprints and seeing how many words I can get in that allotted time. And I haven't done writing sprints in so long, and that's such a good way to motivate myself to like actually sit and do the work and get the work out. So that's another thing that I would do. And then I'm thinking of like other things that like inspire me, and it's always watching writing vlogs or writing experiments, especially like Kate Kavanaugh and all that kind of stuff, and all these different authors that I've been finding recently. I also like listening to writing about dragons and shit, or like writing podcasts. So I'm gonna do some thinking about things that motivate and inspire me. I've got it written down here so I didn't forget. Things that motivate and inspire me. I'm going to do some thinking and make a master list of little things that I can actively do, like things that I can watch, consume, do, whatever, so that I can try and, you know, master my little rat brain into writing this May and getting that goal of hitting 50,000 words at the end of May down. Because I know that Far Horizons is going to be, book one at least, is going to be a pretty beefy book. Not because of any particular like story reason. I just know myself and I know the way that I write. Will the first draft be beefy? Who's to say? Honestly, like drafting could really go either way for me. I've noticed, like I've always said in the past, one of the biggest things is, oh, I'm an overwriter. And I am. Like in university, I would consistently crank out over word count drafts of my essays, and then I would go back in and have to edit down 200, 300, 400, 500 words to get them into word count, right? Which is a good way to like, you know, edit yourself. But I'm an overwriter, I'm an over explainer, and when it comes to actually like fiction writing and like working on my creative projects, I tended in the past to really just throw everything I had at a scene and get lost in the sauce and just write so fucking much. And then at the end of it, it would be like 130,000 words, right? That's not crazy in the land of fantasy to have something that is that many words. The goal with this draft is to get, not, I don't even have a word count goal. I think I put an arbitrary one in Scrivener because 110,000 words is what I want the draft that I'm querying with to be at, because I know 120,000 words is the max height of like querying your fantasy drafts at right now. Sure, you might find some agents that will take over that, but it's very rare. And when I was doing my query stuff with Catherine last year or the year before, I think it was last year, she mentioned that getting a draft to 110,000 words is better. Like, even if you have a couple scenes that you really, really love, but like could be taken out of the story and put aside just to get the draft that you're handing to your agent, your potential agents, to like a more reasonable word count, is like a trick or like a good thing to do to try and like get that in. And then once you're actually like working on the story with your agent, you can try bringing these scenes back in and like, you know, strengthen the story that way. So it was a fun little weird backwards trick. So I've put 110,000 words. I genuinely don't know if this draft is going to get anywhere near that because of the way that I'm like, I feel like I keep saying, it's like pulling teeth to draft this book. So actually settling into a scene and like writing all the scenes, writing all the words, it's very similar to how I was feeling with The Favored Fae. It's the strangest thing, because usually before I always say usually, like, it's not, I guess it's not my usual anymore because it's not how I'm continuing to feel. But before, I would sit in a scene and I would write and write and write and write and write. And then I would get to the end of it and I'd be like, holy shit, like I need to break this up into like 3 chapters to make them reasonable chapter lengths for my cozy books. When I got to A Favorite Fae, there were a lot of different writing sessions or writing scenes where I would hit the 3,000 word count for a scene or a moment, and I would genuinely run out of steam, and I would just be like, okay, that's good. And I'm just like, oh, like I'm not just running on and on and on and on anymore. I'm coming to a close on these like shorter moments, and I'm like, that's odd. That's not like me anymore. And then now I'm just like fucking struggling because the first drafts are the fucking worst, apparently. So little things, my friends. Do I have a point to this? I don't know. I genuinely don't know where I started with this ramble. That's where I'm at. I think May is going to be an interesting month to just kind of explore this a little bit and to see if I can genuinely crank out some words. Oh, yes. Okay. So I was gabbing on about word count because I genuinely don't know how long this draft is going to be. Like it could be anywhere from, it could be something that's 130,000 words at the end of it, or it could be 100,000 words, or it could be 75,000 words. I don't know. Just depending on how skeletonized this first draft is at the end of the day. I anticipate myself writing 100,000 words because that's what I usually do with a beefier, or what I have done in the past with a beefier fantasy novel. Like, sure, A Second Story landed about 60-something thousand words, and then A Little Luck was a little more, and then A Favorite Fae was a little more, right? Or a lot of more, because that one ended up being 120 something thousand words. So like I can see Far Horizons book 1 genuinely being quite a long book. You know what, shit happens, right? Shit happens, and we're gonna see how long it's gonna be. But I say this because wanting to reach 50,000 words by the end of May, that's only like maybe half the book. And I would hope at that point that I'm actually like in it and trudging along and wanting to keep moving forward with the story and know where it's going and like have a hunger for it again. And I'm not genuinely sitting there like pushing myself to keep writing. Like 20,000 more words in this story, I should be in the weeds. I should be in it. Who's to say? Who's to say? Watch me, like I could completely 180 in a week and be like, watch me write fucking 70,000 words this month or something ridiculous. I don't actually anticipate that, but you know what I mean? Like it's all in here. It's all in here. Anyways, I have yapped so much about this. See? It wasn't the end of the vlog. It was start of Jen's yap session. I wanted to talk to you guys about Immaculate Conception too by Ling Ling Huang. This is what I read yesterday. I honestly, before I went into this, thought this was a lit fic until I like started looking things up and I got the idea to maybe do the TBR side quest for sci-fi. I put into Storygraph like sci-fi books just in my genre for my own TBR, and this is one of the books that popped up and I was like, wait, shit. And I like read the actual like synopsis of this, and yes, it is sci-fi 100%. So in this one, we are following a main character who is genuinely obsessed with this woman she meets, and it follows her from university to when she's like in her 40s kind of a thing. And it's this relationship between Anka and Mathilde. Anka is our main character, and Mathilde is this woman that she meets in university who is an art prodigy. Anka, in this world, we have like the fringe and then the internal people. I don't remember what they're called, but like fringe people are just the dredgers, the workers, whatever. It depends on where you grew up and whatever, you know, classism, if you will. She's not supposed to really have access to art or anything like that, but she does, and she is like a kind of a weird little prodigy in her town. And then she ends up being the sole applicant for a scholarship, which is crazy. Gets a full ride scholarship to this like really prestigious art school where she goes, and she is working on her tech art, which is an interesting choice. At this art school, we also have this moment of like generative AI coming in. It's not called generative AI, but it is very sincerely like people are using technology to create art, and it's the problems that causes for genuine artists, because it's like, okay, well, if anything that you create can be created by this thing, like if you can find something very similar to it on this like generative site, your art is no longer viable and you would like, you know, get kicked out of this institute or whatever. So there's a lot of issues like that, and this book was so interesting. Like it was an interesting book, but I think it brought up so many different concepts that were never fully realized or talked about, because that problem with like generative AI and how that affects like artists and stuff like didn't really get fully examined, because that wasn't the point of the story. The point of the story was the obsession and the relationship between Anka and Mathilde. And Anka notices this woman, or this girl, I guess, in university, that is like, she's withering away, and she's this mysterious being that like no one in university like really is friends with, or like cares about, and like no one goes into her art space. Like she's this like enigma. And Anka wheedles her way into this woman's life and becomes her like savior. Literally nurses this girl from the brink of suicidal depression, and like genuinely can't get out of bed, talking about not wanting to be here anymore. And she nurses this girl for months and months and months and months, like a year or more, back into some sort of normalcy, and like starts her life again. And she finds, whatever. And it's wonderful that she did this, but she kind of did this without even really knowing Mathilde. And Mathilde is very grateful they started doing this. But as soon as Mathilde not gets better, is kind of a weird way to say that, but like starts getting success again, and like their life starts going in different directions, and they start to getting different opportunities and whatever, like Anka genuinely is like so envious of Mathilde and her ability to do things in the artistic world without all the seeming barriers that Anka's putting on herself and stuff like that. And she distances herself from Mathilde, all the while still being so obsessed with Mathilde. And then so this is the first part of the book. The book is split into the beginning, the middle, and the end kind of a thing. At the beginning, we have the then chapters, and then we have now chapters, which is Anka getting recognized for something, and she's married this really rich man, and like she's living this really glitzy life. And they're at this like banquet type thing for Anka, and she's at the same time getting updates of Mathilde being missing. I was like, oh my god, like this is crazy, having this juxtaposition. And I was like, is this gonna be a horror? Like, what is this book gonna be? Then this middle part changes to after she's found Mathilde, because she's just somehow knows where she is, and she gets to nurse Mathilde back to life again. And it's like this, they are brought back into each other's loop after Girly gets married and all this kind of stuff. And it's this weird relationship between the two of them. And Mathilde is so genuinely lovely, and I would love to be in her head for this, because it would have been fascinating. But Anka is so like, her entire relationship with Mathilde is driven on envy and obsession. And then there's still like a love there, because she genuinely loves Mathilde, and it becomes almost like I don't know like what it becomes, because also at the same time this world is fucking crazy, because the world in here is very sci-fi, but it's our world, just like slightly different alternate reality, because there's also tech in here that has to do with like manipulating brains and things like that, to the point of like she marries her husband, who is like the founder or like works with this like brain situation. I don't know how to explain it. It's fucking batty. Like none of the actual world building or tech or art or commentary on any of that is realized enough in this book for me anyways. Like it had so much potential and had so much interest and all this kind of stuff, but it didn't go anywhere interesting, because Anka doesn't give a shit. Like she's just like, she does whatever, but she's not in it until she's in it. Like until she's one of the people getting the surgery, and then like being connected to Mathilde in an entirely different way. Like the blurb thingy on the inside jacket here is, what if you could enter the mind of the person you love the most? And so it gets to this point in the technology that she can essentially go into Mathilde's mind, embody her, and it's the weirdest shit, man. And what it does, and what their relationship does to Mathilde, and what she does, like what Anka does to Mathilde throughout this whole book. Like it was interesting and disturbing at times, and like Mathilde is fascinating as a character, because she is so deeply depressed and so mentally ill in different instances, and as she grows and changes and stuff like that, like she somehow creates the ability to have children without men, and that's not explored enough, because again, it's a concept that's not explored in this story, because it doesn't involve Anka, and Anka doesn't really seem to care about involving anything else. Like her relationships in this book to her husband and then to her twins down the line, like Anka doesn't have genuine relationships with these people in the book. They feel so surface level, because the entire book, the focus is Mathilde and Anka. So like I'm not bashing the story, the book for like being like that, but like to me I wanted more. of the world and the tech, and like, why the fuck does it matter? Like, have more interesting conversations about that, you know what I mean? And like, it was interesting to have this character be so driven on envy and obsession over this woman is fascinating. I'm shocked it didn't get more sapphic than it did, because it was so overtly, almost like motheringly sapphic in the beginning, and then it was like distancing sapphic, and then there was a weird moment where Mathilde was like, "You're getting married? What? To a man?" And I was like, oh, Matilda's in love with Anka. Like, you can just like, there's something there, but it's never explored. And I'm just like, give me more. Anyway, so yeah, this is what I read this weekend. I don't think I liked this book, but it's an interesting one. I would have liked to read this with the book club that my friends run, that I don't think we're doing anymore because it's been months since we've read anything. But it it works for weird women. It works. So, but yeah, I think I'm gonna try her other book, Natural Beauty, as well pretty soon, because I do have the audiobook on Libby as well, because I have that one too. But I don't know if it's gonna be for me. I don't know enough about Natural Beauty, about like what the story is. It's just like kind of weird. I genuinely thought this was lit fic, and it's not. It's sci-fi. It's just very literary sci-fi. Anyways, my friends, that is it. That is all from me. I have now yapped. My phone says it's been 25 minutes, so hopefully my editing can trim this shit down. I hope I'm putting out in the universe, because it's officially May 4th. May the 4th be with you. That May is better for productivity, for writing and stuff like that. I have therapy on Thursday, which should be interesting. Yeah, we'll see how this month goes. I'm going to try and stick to the 5K a week goal. Maybe I should do vlogs for this. I got to figure out what I'm going to do for a vlog situation for writing vlog stuff for May. We'll find out. But yes, my friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me this weekend on my attempt at writing productivity and avoiding that by doing productivity of every other kind. Shit happens, you know? Shit happens. Anyways, my friends, I will catch you in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.